Moving on, I have a study I prepared. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna start with like a composition chess thing. Let's go with this one. Oh, is it good on stream? Can they see the board? Yeah. Yeah, awesome. So this is a composition puzzle, checkmate in 2 moves. So white's 2 move, obviously this is a position that as white you would win easily in like 10, 15 moves, maybe, or 6, 5, whatever. But this is now about a very specific variation that you need to find because it's forced checkmate in 2. And I know that some players dislike solving puzzles like this. I used to be that kind of player. I still dislike solving puzzles where there are like 8 queens on the board and it's like ridiculous. But I actually really enjoy solving composition chess because I feel it really helps you to be precise. And sometimes there is a moment in a game where you have to be super, super precise. And it helps you to understand how pieces cooperate together. So first suggestion, queen h4. If let's say the king moves here, rook g4 checkmate. Yep. The thing is, after queen h4, king g1, and oh, you're so nice, thank you. And after rook g4, then we are blocking it with bishop g2. So, and by the way, one thing I would like all of you not to use any computers, nothing. Just try to find it yourself. And if you don't see the solution, just come up with your ideas so I know what you are thinking and I can kind of guide you to the direction. Give you direction, sorry. I'm gonna be a little bit quiet to give you time to think. There? That's so funny. All right, you found checkmate in 4. So now just cut down, do it in half. And by the way, this pawn is going this way. I studied at Webster University at Susan Polgar, what is it? Institute of Excellence. And it was so fun because I was, taking, I was at a team with like Ray Robson, Ilya Nizhnik, Lech Wangliem, like the top, grandmasters in the world. And when we were analyzing any games together on like a screen, Susan would very often not have the notation there. And it would be very annoying for me. I really need the notation there just like mentally. So when once I asked like if she can have the notation there, and she felt like she was like looking at me like, are you serious? You're a grandmaster? And I was like, no, I really want that. And she thought it was a joke. So then I started to ask anytime she like put a puzzle there, I was like, okay, which way this pawn goes? Which way that pawn goes? And since that, whenever we were practicing at Webster, there was always notation on the board. So I feel like I made a difference.
This is like a mate or something?
Yeah, it's checkmate in 2 moves. And it is a composition puzzle, so this never happened. Somebody composed it, and I know who that somebody is. I just have it somewhere down. I would need to like scroll down. And it is a challenging thing, so we thought about queen h4. That doesn't work. So I want you to kind of think with other moves. And tell me, if you see they don't work, what is the reason? Because that's really the goal. You need to kind of listen to your intuition, go with the moves that your brain is suggesting, and then figure out what is the reason why it doesn't work, and that will guide you further. So I need someone to tell me what's the key issue, why we can kind of succeed in the checkmates that we want. Yeah, so king d2 could be also a nice idea, but bishop d2 is blocking it. So what else? If b4 is here, we were saying also the bishop blocks it afterwards. Yeah, the bishop covers a lot of stuff. Exactly. So anytime the king can kind of go and try to hide. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it matters which way the pawn goes, but it's still fine. But I don't see you, but I have a question. Before you tell the solution, can you tell us how you discover it? Like, what is the main kind of issue?
Well, there are some moves that I would like to make, but I can't.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I think you tell me the piece you want to play with the move. Rook. Okay, so I will ask you to say the move in a second. Before you say that, the thing I realized is when I was looking at this position is that I don't see a checkmate anytime the bishop makes one of those moves. Something. So I realized that if like the bishop, let's say, goes here, and now I have two moves to make a checkmate, that kind of helped me to realize where I need to have my pieces. So when I make a move, they move the bishop somewhere, I can checkmate. So what is the move? Very good. Rook e1. This is like crazy move. Again, like just think about that move. This move will not cross your mind unless you realize that kind of this bishop, yeah, can block everything. But when the bishop moves, it kind of clears some squares. So let's see. So first of all, if the king moves, there's queen d2 checkmate. So nowhere to go. Now, if they make, let's say with the bishop here or anywhere on this diagonal, we have this really cool move, queen g1. So these pieces are cooperating together. And if they go anywhere, well, if they go here, we have the same, queen g1. And if they go here, queen h4. Very good. So I think, again, like, it's very easy to spend like 20 minutes on this puzzle, but I feel like when you find it, it starts like your understanding of the pieces, the position. I think it's really helpful to try to solve sometimes composition chess, because I think it does help you in your actual chess. So, okay, I have normal puzzles that we can go after, but let's continue with composition chess. All right, 3-move checkmate here.
So this didn't occur in a game?
This did not occur in the game, yeah. Just a clarification. So white to move, checkmate in 3 moves. And again, you could say, oh, this is stupid. Obviously, I can win this in, more moves. But again, it's very simple. The king is so close to white's camp. So how to coordinate your pieces so quickly? It's funny. Yeah, imagine you are black, and if black survives 3 moves, black wins. And again, I first recommend to kind of follow your intuition. What moves your brain is suggesting, go with them, and then figure out why it doesn't work. And one clarification, black is not gonna help you. Like, I remember showing this puzzle to a student, and like she thought that black is gonna cooperate. Like, no, if black can defend, they will do everything in their power not to get checkmated. Yeah? All right, so we have B carries suggesting d4. Do you approve? Okay, we have approval for d4. So d4 is the first move. So we are kind of creating a first small wall for the king. Let's say I want to escape. Queen d3. Now we create actual real wall to stop the king from moving. Let's say I go here. Yep, very good. Now queen h3 checkmate. Now when we go back, again, d4, black can hardly play something different because queen g4, we do the same thing. We go here, stopping the king from going anywhere. Actually, no, sorry, that was not the variation. After king h5, king d3, now if not king g4, but king h4, we go the same thing, king h3. But now the question is what to do after king g4. So now you have two moves to checkmate. Okay, e4, and if I move here? Very good, g3. So now e4, there we are stopping this, stopping king to going to this square, and we have this wall, so has to go here, and now g3. Yep, good job, Ivan82.
Wait, was there a second? You said there was a second way to mate because, or was that?
No, I think this is the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Oh, this is one of my, this is a, yeah, I really like this position. All right, this is much easier. People only in two moves. White to checkmate in two moves. I remember solving this and really took some time. So first we want to go with like the most logical moves, right? Like if I go, let's say rook g3. Okay, they're gonna probably block, no checkmate. Another one, queen g3. They're gonna block, and I don't think we have a move in one checkmate. So try to go with the most logical one and then see how is black always defending, and maybe you see a theme. And then I'm gonna guide you next. Checkmate in two move. Okay, before you, I know that you are now suggesting move in chat, but before you suggest the moves, I actually want you to tell me the first move you would play, not by telling me the move, but telling me the idea. What are you accomplishing? Like, what is the problem that you are trying to kind of fix? Nope, not accepting any moves. I want only verbal answers.
I think I solved it, yeah. Yeah, I definitely solved it.
Good. Yeah, this is checkmate in two moves. So I want to hear the ideas, because let's say people can solve it. I want to help to guide them. I just don't want to, like, you know, give them the solution. That's not gonna improve their understanding how to solve these puzzles in the future. Because I can tell you my specific kind of train of thought when I was solving this. Okay, need something that stops bishop g4 and bishop g6, if that's the checkmate you want to do. Okay. Okay, have queens to access too many squares. So one thing I was realizing this and this doesn't work. I was looking at moves like queen f4 and queen f2 with the idea to checkmate here or here. Or kind of here. The problem was, what I realized is that if I go queen f4 or queen f2, either of those moves, the king is gonna run here to g6, and from g6 I'm not gonna checkmate the king there because the king can hide there. So I was looking at here, okay, goes there, no checkmate. Goes here, again, runs away here. So I was like, all right. So I'm getting the idea that if I cover g6, then I'm gonna checkmate the king. So the only really way to cover g6 is queen c2. So I was like, all right, cool job, queen c2. And wait, I hear myself back. I hate that. But then I realized if I play queen c2, which is the only move to cover the g6 square, what is black gonna do? Bishop g4, exactly. So good job, your queen is covering g6, but after bishop g4, you don't have a checkmate. So I was like, too bad, but king g6, yeah, exactly, good job, Manny. So I realized that king g6 is gonna happen. I can't stop it. So my thinking was in a very similar way to, if I just switch for a second to this position, when I was looking at how I'm gonna checkmate if the bishop is not on f1. And we thought that, rook e1, and this is gonna checkmate. So the same way, I was looking here, and I was like, okay, how do I checkmate the king when the king is on g6? And when I figure out how I'm gonna checkmate the king when the king is on g6, I know the solution to this puzzle. So let's see if I was able to help you. Okay, many things he got it. We have one person here who got it, or two? One, okay. So you just need to answer the question. If we have this king right there, where do you need one of your pieces to be to checkmate the king? What about people online? How are we gonna checkmate the king if the king is on g6? Yep, very good. So let's see what here in person, what is the solution?
So queen a2, and if king g4, queen g2, and if king g6, then queen g8.
Very good. So the solution is queen a2, because after king g6, the queen can go here and checkmate, which is like really hard checkmate to find. Like it's like crazy. It's the almost longest distance you can travel on the board in 2 moves. But that's it. And now if obviously they don't have to go there if they don't want, but if they go bishop g4, we are still gonna checkmate them from here. If they're gonna go here, we can go back and checkmate here. And if they go, sorry, that's not. If they go here, then we are also going back and checkmating. So kind of, again, 2-move checkmate could be very easy in some puzzles, just check and checkmate. But in composition chess, it requires really kind of niche understanding about what's happening. And since we are doing such a good job, let's move on. Checkmate in 2 moves. White to move. Yep, I'm happy you like it. I really like these puzzles. They also force you to be like 100% focused.
So they've all been about Zuzwang, right?
I don't think it's about like Zuzwang. I think it's about like kind of eliminating options, because like the solution to these puzzles, you're not gonna, most likely you're not gonna find on your first try, but it's like you're gonna try to go with the ideas that you have in your head, and suddenly none of them will gonna work. So you're gonna figure out what's the issue with the position, and then you will find this like move that solves everything. Okay, we have one person who has the solution. Don't say the solution please in chat, but you can give like a verbal. So queen h3, if you go queen h3, I like your idea, maybe, but this is not a checkmate. So after queen h3, I think I can push the pawn. And now you have only one move to checkmate, and since this is not a checkmate, I still can escape. It's not gonna work. I mean, first move we have to consider, all of us, queen takes, right? So queen takes. Now, if the king goes here, we are checkmating. Yep, good job. But black is not gonna help us. So if we take, the king goes here, and now the rook is hanging. The king can always go back. So even if we go queen there, the king now is escaping here, and it's not a checkmate. So queen takes, king here, and now we have one move to checkmate, and there's just no move. So okay, we eliminate this move. I think eliminating stuff is really important. So if we go here, it just doesn't work. So let's, let's come up with another variation that does not work. Yep, I found stalemate in one. I agree. For example, if we move the rook somewhere in here to just like waste time, this is actually a stalemate because the queen is guarding this, knight is guarding this, and the rook the rest of it. So we cannot just like, do nothing or like, I don't know, move the king here because it's a stalemate. We probably cannot give a check because then the king escapes and has another many squares to go to. Yeah. So what else? So you see, like, we are starting to like suddenly run out of options. Let's say we move the knight here, the king moves here, knight is attacked, king has extra square, not gonna work. So suddenly the options are kind of shrinking, and we need to become a little more creative and open to possibilities. So I'm waiting for somebody in chat to, or here. Don't see. I mean, this is hard. Like, please, I don't want anybody to feel like ashamed, like, oh, I can find a checkmate in 2 moves. This is really hard. But I really think it's important. I started to write a book about blindfold chess. And like, the more I read research about it, like, the way like how we understand pieces and how they cooperate, it's really super important and relevant to our chess strength. So these puzzles help us to understand how pieces cooperate together. Oh, queen f5 is a nice idea to bring the queen closer, but I think queen f5, I have to push the pawn, and it's not working exactly as you are saying. So no use of engines, please, promise. But if anyone sees it, or please in chat, like if you see a variation that doesn't work or an idea that doesn't work, or if you have like something to chip in, so it's not just me talking, I'll be very happy to read it. And then I remember me solving this position. I also couldn't believe it that I just can't see it. So I was just like, let's just like stare at the position and just let the creativity kind of roll. Like me, like I'm just watching like a painting or something and get ideas how checkmates can appear. And then out of nowhere, okay, I got it. So try to like force it less and just like really be creative to see how checkmates, like what are the options. Found it, someone?
No, I just. You're encouraging us just to say thoughts. So
yeah.
If we move that knight somewhere, then it forces the king to go e7, right?
Yeah. So if we move the knight, the king very correctly moves to e7, and I don't think we can ever checkmate the king there in one move, right? Yeah, okay, that's actually true. That would work because then go, but that doesn't work. But if that doesn't work, knight f4, then like anywhere we move the knight, then like this is always like creating more options and the backward square. So I think, me personally, we can eliminate a move with the knight, right? So you can even go with eliminating moves or pieces. Okay, suggesting knight c7. Knight c7 is also another like nice idea to bring the queen there, but the king can just escape. Yeah, but I'm very happy you're keeping up the communication now open and suggesting stuff. And yes, casual player, this is checkmate in 2 moves. First move is with king. Could be. So king f. So if we move there, it's a stalemate. If we move anywhere backward, we're gonna just lose that knight and nothing. So what? King f5. It's crazy. I see everywhere like, oh wow, like I'm gonna. It's really hard. Please don't feel like it's crazy. So let's see the checkmate. What's gonna happen if they take the knight?
Did it, Brian.
Go for it. You can do it. We are all rooting for you. Yep, I see the chat is just like, you can do it, you can do it. So it's here, and queen d1. I mean, this is such a hard checkmate to see, because like we don't think about queen moving backward, but I think it's like really cool. And again, this is like, it helps us to like, you know, the pieces, how they cooperate. And if go here and go there, yeah, it's king e5 discard. I know, like, see, thinking about move like king f5 is definitely hard. Like, no, like seriously, this is hard. And I think it also comes with like practice. Like the more you do composition chess, the more like open you are to king moves or stuff like that. But it's just key to, I think, finding this first checkmate is just really like, we just do, I think many of us considered first king f5, king takes, and then we are like, this is not a checkmate and nothing. Yeah. This is just too far. Or queen c4, correct. We just like seeing backward moves is really, really hard. I know there's this book, it's called Invisible Moves. It's a really cool book, and it just shows how like move backwards or knight backwards are really easy to miss. Okay. Oh, you did? Yeah, it's a really cool book.
I mean, the only reason that move occurred to me, it seemed like we eliminated all the other pieces, and then that was the only key move that didn't stay.
That's another thing. Okay, I'm gonna go back for a second. That's another thing. Like, but there's nothing wrong with the elimination, because I also think sometimes in chess when we are calculating a line, we are like, you know, it doesn't work with the queen, doesn't work with the rook, and then we like trash the line. And sometimes we don't go like, oh, maybe we could work with the knight. So I still feel like, you know, the elimination stuff is like just getting into that process is good. All right, you guys are doing amazingly. So I have one more prepared for you. Now we are kind of graduating to checkmate in 3. Checkmate in 2 was too easy for you. So checkmate in 3. And again, please, let's go with like, so, you know, I put these puzzles to my students very, no, it's in 3. Sorry, checkmate in 3. I put these puzzles to my students very, very often, especially if they already have like good skills. But the problem is after like few lessons, they suddenly be like, all right, let's move like queen f1, like the most like stupid move they start to suggest. And I was like, no, let's go with the most natural. Like this should be the first move to counter. This should probably it's not correct, right? It's too easy, but find the reason why it does not work, because that will guide you. If you start to think with moves like, I don't know, here, that's actually illegal. Don't think about moves like that. Exactly. I'm sorry. Okay, So yeah, so go with some like ideas and figure out why they don't work. So white to move checkmate in 3 moves. So let's go with like this. Only move, I don't know, check here, moves there, check, escapes, survives, right? So this probably doesn't work. Go here, only move, check, goes here, survives. So just looking at these 2 variations, again, let's say one more. Check here, cannot go there because this is a checkmate. So go here, go there, go here, survive. So we are getting the idea of this king here is kind of surviving very often here. So one thing to consider, yeah, queen c4, not to allow the checkmate. So what's going to happen after queen c4? Because if queen c4 works, good, done. So suggestion queen c4. Yeah, bishop b3, even both I think those move. Bishop b3, bishop a4. I don't see a checkmate after it because here. Yeah, maybe any bishop move. Actually, not any, because if we go here, they go there, we can checkmate this way. But any bishop move on that diagonal, I think it's gonna save us. Because then if we go check, they're escaping. So we did not solve the situation, but now we should get another idea with that should guide us more. What is the thing? What did we figure out about the king a6 move?
Larry, I have an idea. King takes king takes c6.
King takes c6 idea. So we are clearing this. So let's say let's say I give check. King back. Let's say I go back. Oh no, then you are checkmating me. Okay, so takes back here.
Oh yeah, because we have the. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Queen c3, but I was queen a3, but bishop will get that.
Mm-hmm. Queen b3 could be, but maybe not. But it's better move than my suggestion. It's still better.
I don't agree.
No. So, no, I want to hear what did we learn about the move king a6.
King c6.
King a6. About that. I mean, we see that like the king is escaping there, right? So we try to stop it, like king c4, which doesn't work. So what does it lead us to?
Probably the thing is king a6. We just like I've been trying to make stuff like queen d8 work because the king a6 queen a8 is mate.
Okay, so yeah.
But so your like joke suggestion earlier with like queen f1 was something I was looking at, and then I realized because it looks like mate in 2, right? Because if you go bishop a4 or something, then queen f8 I think it's just mate.
No, I still go there.
Oh wait, no, never mind. But okay, queen f1 king a4 just escapes anyway. So yeah.
But I think what we realize now is that kind of similar again to the puzzle. Remember when the kings were there? Yeah, exactly what MYC is saying. Like king a6 is gonna happen. So your next step be like, okay, where do I want to have my pieces, and how am I gonna checkmate the king when it gets to a6? So yeah, one of the idea is to go to queen d8. So if it wants to go there, good job. I'm gonna checkmate you. All right. So if we go there, what is another solution? So another option is, what if I run? So I feel like if they run, they are surviving. Yeah. By the way, let's say we pass, okay? We pass. The king runs here. How are we gonna checkmate? Do we have checkmate in 2 moves? Oh, GM Robson is here. Right, how quickly do you see the solution? I give you 1 minute. How are we gonna checkmate the king now? If king white pass, made a pass, and king a4, how do we checkmate in 2? Do we have a checkmate in 2? There is a checkmate in 2. So let's... It's very tricky, but it's important to see that kind of checkmate.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Uh-huh, you see?
Yeah.
How?
Wait. No, I thought it was just queen c3. Wait, what am I talking about?
Wait,
It is
what?
queen c3.
Yeah, queen. I was like, queen. You said like queen c3. No, never mind. It doesn't work. I was like, wait, what? That's my solution. Yeah. So here's queen c3 and checkmate here, right? So that's just interesting to know how we can checkmate here. Okay. So yeah. So let's come up. So queen d8 doesn't work. Good idea doesn't work because the king can run and suddenly we can checkmate.
Oh, okay. So I think I know the answer to the problem.
So don't tell me the solution again. Tell us. But give us a clue. What did you realize? Like what just struck you?
So the exact same idea that we have with queen c3 exists on the other part of the board. Like the problem with king a6 and king a4 is the same problem. So I just need to.
Okay. So I don't know if the mic picks up on you, but he's saying that he wants to do something similar on like the way we checkmate here on the other side. Okay, we are getting idea queen h3. So queen h3, if I, let's say move bishop here, no, sorry, here, how are you going to checkmate me in 2 moves now? Because if you go there, c8, I'm going to go there. So I'm going to like block if I can. So queen h3 is the good idea. I remember it was one of the moves I considered as well. But it doesn't work. But yeah, there is something about... Okay, I want someone else from chat maybe making one more suggestion or here, and then we're gonna look at the solution. Because yeah, this is brutal, and I think it took me also like, oh, you have it, I many. Wow. Okay. Or do I? I don't know. But these puzzles, like, if anyone, maybe I can like put a... Oh, I have another Liche study with few of those puzzles, so I can share them with you if anyone is interested to just suffer for a little longer than is necessary. But okay, so what is the solution? Yep.
So queen g3 here, I think, is correct because if king a6 and queen c7, then you can't stop queen b6. And if you go king a4, then queen c3 is still made.
Very good job. Both in class and online, queen g3 is the solution. So we are keeping the queen on the 3rd rank. So anytime the king moves here, we can always recover to go c3 and checkmate here. Now, if the king wants to escape to a6, then we want to capture this pawn and checkmate here. And what else can we... Oh, and there's one more thing, actually. What if after this move, they're going to play...
I think on any bishop movement. Well, okay, not any, but if you go towards the king side of like queen a3 mate, and if you go towards the if you go towards the queen side, then queen c7, queen b6 is still.
Yeah, so they're just like, I can go back here to try to checkmate, or I can go here and here to checkmate.
It is a little different, I guess, because like queen g3, bishop b3, I have queen c7, and king a4, queen
Oh, okay, yeah. So what are we gonna do? Actually, this is key. This is also important. This bishop f3. What are we gonna do after that? Oh yeah, that's actually one last important line. But when you feel like queen g3 is the move because it works in most of the line, now you just need to find the last kind of variation. So now checkmate in 2. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's just straight with check straight. Queen e1. Oh wait, what am I doing? No.
If you take on c7, the king is gonna escape. Yep.
Oh, it's queen g. Yeah, it's queen g.
Yeah.
King a4.
Queen g8. Like, this is just like such an incredible move. Oh, because we want to checkmate here. And if you want to run this way, I want to checkmate you here. I feel like this puzzle is like yoga, you know, it forces you to like stretch, like calculate, like see the queen like backward, forward, like it's just, yeah, but that's such a cool move, I think. Queen g3. This is a nice defensive move that forces you to find this last move, kind of. This and checkmate. But I feel like for me, the key situation was to figure out how am I gonna, yeah, exactly, obviously, queen g8. How am I gonna checkmate when the king moves here? Because when I found that after king a6, I have kind of this checkmate, then I felt like king g3, we are on the right track. And we just need to figure out like how to, you know, put these puzzles into place in other situations. Yeah, I think this is really, really cool. So I hope you are a little impressed. Wait, after queen g3, bishop b3. Yeah, we still go queen c7 because if you go here, I now can checkmate you this way. The bishop is kind of blocking your way out, unfortunately. And if you go here, we still get the same checkmate.
Would that be considered double agent?
That's kind of double agent bishop now. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so this is really nice. So if any of you are interested, yeah, but I would need to log out from SendList. Well, I guess next time lecture I can give you the link, or on my personal account, Katerina Nemcova, I can make the study private. I mean public actually, so you can access it if you want. But I highly recommend to do this composition chess. You can find them even online. There is this book on Amazon. I remember when I wanted to buy it, it was for like $300 because I guess no one had it, and it was just like this thin paper book. But I think it went back, it got reprinted, and it was now like a few bucks. Now it's like, you know, $5.30 or something. It's really like just printed pages. Like it's not even like hard. Like, yeah, I mean, I have all the, so I have the whole book because I mean, I do a lot of composition chess. There is one book called like 100 studies, and I saw that when I was like younger. So then my coach gave me another one, which was like composition chess, but it was 2, 3, 4, and 5 checkmate. But like, you know, checkmate in 4 when it's like really crazy, that's, I think that was like too much for me. But I did 2, 3, and I tried 4 sometimes. But that would be sometimes like 3 queens and 4 rooks. Like it's too much, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that this helps you to, like, obviously in normal chess you can, you know, you can win with extra queen little sooner. Or I even hate when like you do online puzzles and you can, you know, you have a solution to a puzzle, like you win a queen, and then, you know, chess.com on Lichess is like incorrect because instead of taking the queen you should have checkmated in 2, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna win with that queen anyway, so I get really mad. But so this is not like to force the win the fastest way, but I think it really helps you to see how pieces cooperate together, and like how, you know, queen, how powerful they are, like to do what they can do, and stuff like that. Awesome. That's all from me. Thank you so much for hanging around. It was fun. I hope you are enjoying composition chess now. I hope you don't get a headache from that, so take a break and see you next time. Bye everyone.